Those who are serious about liberation, empowered by the Supreme Lord, are also separated parts and parcels. They do not belong to the categories of Vishnu Tattva. The Vishnu Tattvas are living beings equally as powerful as the original form of the personality of Godhead. And they display different categories of power in consideration of different times and circumstances. The separated parts and parcels are powerful by limitation. They do not have unlimited power like the Vishnu Tattvas. Therefore, one should never classify the Vishnu Tattvas or the preliminary portions of Narayana, the personality of Godhead, in the same category with the parts and parcels. If anyone does so, he becomes at once an offender by the name Ashami. In the age of Kali, many foolish persons commit such unlawful offences and equalize the two categories. The separated parts and parcels have different positions in the estimation of material powers, and some of them are like Kala Bhairava, Shamshana Bhairava, Shani Mahakali, and Chandika. These demigods are worshipped mostly by those who are in lowest categories of the modes of darkness and ignorance. Other demigods like Brahma, Shiva, Surya, Ganesha, and similar deities are worshipped by men in the mode of passion, urged on by the desire of material enjoyment. But those who are actually situated in the mode of goodness, Sattva Guna, to the material nature, worship only Vishnu Tattvas. Vishnu Tattvas are represented by various names and forms such as Narayana, Damodara, Vamana, Govinda, and Adokshina. The qualified Brahmanas worship the Vishnu Tattvas represented by the Shaligram Shila, and some of the higher caste like the Kshatriya and Vaishya also generally worship the Vishnu Tattvas. Highly qualified Brahmanas situated in the mode of goodness have no grudges against the mode of worship of others. They have all respect for other demigods, even though they may look ghastly, like Kala Bhairava or Mahakali. They know very well that these horrible features of the Supreme Lord are all different servitors of the Lord under the different conditions. Yet they reject the worship of both horrible and attractive features of the demigods, and they concentrate only on the forms of Vishnu because they are serious about liberation from the material condition. The demigods, even to the stage of Brahma, the supreme of all the demigods, cannot offer liberation to anyone. Hiranyakashipu underwent a severe type of penance to become eternal in life, but his worshipful deity Brahma could not satisfy him with such blessings. Therefore, Vishnu and none else is called Mukti Pada, or the personality of Godhead who can bestow upon us Mukti, liberation. The demigods, being like other living entities in the material world, are all liquidated at the time of the annihilation of the material structure. They are themselves unable to get liberation, and what to speak of giving liberation to their devotees? The demigod can award the worshipper some temporary benefit only and not the ultimate one. It is for this reason only that candidates for liberation deliberately reject the worship of the demigods, although they have no respect for anyone of, they have no disrespect for anyone of them. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So very nice shloka. So Mumukshavo Ghora Rupan. Mumukshavo means person who are desiring for liberation. So when we listen to the Acharya's songs, that is Bhaktivinoda Thakur or any other Acharya for that matter, we see that they are very nicely presenting in their songs about the present conditions, the past condition, as well as the condition which can help the jiva to get liberated or mukti. Yeah. So, this is a beautiful song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur where he says, Krishnera samsar koro chhadi anachar jive doya Krishna naam sarva dharma sar. This is a very nice song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur that Nadiya go through Nityananda Mahajana. So he is saying that in the land of Nadia, where there is a dvipa called as Godruma Dvipa, there the Lord has opened a marketplace and he is selling holy name. Patiyache naam hatta jeevera karana. So he has opened a marketplace, and for what purpose? क्यों खोला है marketplace? सबको मुक्ति करने के, और क्या बेच रहे हैं? हरि नाम बेच रहे हैं. कुछ मूल्य है उसका? नहीं, बिना मूल्य के बेच रहे हैं. तो आचार्यस are not wanting anything from us, but they are always ready to give, and these are the greatness of the acharya. They come for always giving, not for keeping anything for themselves. They always give. And when we also listen to this song or we read the translations, what we get into the mood to also give. We go and distribute the holy name, we go and distribute the prasadam. So this is our intrinsic nature to give. And even Lord also keeps giving us. So we are always the seeker who will take, and Lord is the giver who will give. Then we replicate the same, sometimes we will give and somebody else will give. So this goes on in the entire. So here it says, today's text, it says, Mumukshavo Ghora Rupan Hitva Bhuta Patin Atha. Mumukshavo means the persons who are seeking for liberation. Now, who are the ones who are seeking for liberation? Which are those kind of persons who are seeking for liberation today? Actually, everybody seeks liberation, but they don't know what is the meaning of liberation, how to attain liberation, what is the process of liberation. These details are not known to people, but the word liberation is known to everyone. Like we have that four Purushartha. What are those? Dharma, Artha, Kam and Moksha. So Moksha, everybody knows Moksha. क्या प्राप्त करना है? मोक्ष प्राप्त करना है, liberation प्राप्त करना है. But how? What is the process to attain that liberation or moksha? That detail is not known. And that is the reason people are not having the proper understanding of how to attain that liberation. To attain liberation maybe seems very easy, but it is not easy. Like people say, na, bhakti is difficult. Yes, bhakti is difficult because people have to give up some of the things. And being in the material is easy because people keep accepting. For what purpose? For what purpose? Themselves, for the body. People will accept for the body, and when they accept for the body, they will get binded. But this material world where we have come, it is meant for getting detached or to give up. But we are not able to give up. We keep on holding. And by holding, what happens? It becomes difficult for us to get out of this material world. So somebody who is very, very serious about liberation, he has to give up and take also. What he has to give up? Here he says, Ghora Rupan. Ghora Rupan means horrible and ghastly form worship has to be given up. So if these forms are horrible and ghastly, dangerous, then why these forms are there in this material world? Is a question that can be raised. What is the purpose? The purpose is every jiva is not the same. Everybody has different desires to worship. Somebody do desire to worship these forms, and that is the reason these forms are there. Like Prabhupada gives an example that when a government plan to construct a city, they will construct hospitals, schools, many places they'll construct, and also they'll construct jail. Why? They are constructing so nicely the city, na? Why jail is required? Because they know there will be some people who will not be following the rules and regulations, who will do crime, who will commit sinful activities, and for them they have to make jail. And that is the reason they'll fully plan and keep a jail also. Now everybody stays in jail? No. Somebody who has committed crime, somebody who is desirous to commit crime, not commit, desirous to commit crime, that person only goes to jail. So purpose of making a jail was to understand that there will be some people who will be doing that. In the same way, these forms are there, the demigods are there, not for pleasure, but they are there to execute the duty under the order of Krishna. And because they are doing their duty under the order of Krishna, they are present. And some people who worship the demigods, they'll get their desires fulfilled. So, the devotees of Krishna or devotees of Vishnu, what is their qualities? Here it says, they respect everybody. Respect means they understand the position of even the demigods and respect them. Then they don't offend anybody. Now you know that worshipping the demigods, I'll get binded. So they have respect. They don't offend, oh, this is bekar. No. They'll respect, then they don't offend, and they do their own work. That is worshipping the Supreme Lord. When they worship the Supreme Lord, they'll get their results, whatever is required. So it doesn't mean that to whom you have respect, you have to worship him also. Like we have respect towards demigods, it is not that we have to worship the demigods also. But what is our process? Our process is to worship the Supreme Personality of God. So respect is not equal to worship. So having respect is important, worshipping is important, but equating them together is again a wrong. So, mumukshu means person who desires liberation. Liberation means from where? From what process we have to get liberated? The four process. Janma, Mrityu, Jara and Vyadhi. From these things, when somebody who is out of this cycle is a liberated person. Then he will not come back to this cycle and get stuck. So once out, he will go. But is it easy to get out of this cycle? No, very, very difficult, especially in this material world. It is very, very difficult to get out of this problem. So person who is desirous for liberation wants to get out of this four problem, and he will not get attached to the material things, that is like wealth, power and all these things. And even if he has got attached, it is for higher purpose. Higher purpose means in his mind the fixed goal will be to attain liberation. That will be the goal. Otherwise, person who is desirous of wealth, power, money and then material enjoyment, what is his destination? His destination is this material world. So Prabhupada says in one of the purport, he says, if one associate with bhaktas, then one's swabhava or nature will change. Association is very, very important. Our Krishna consciousness movement is meant to give people good association so that this change may take place, and we actually see that by this method people all over the world are gradually becoming devotees. So whenever we meet, what do? We give that person association. We give them some Krishna conscious stuff, and with that slowly he'll get attached to you and he'll also gradually become a devotee. On the other hand, Prabhupada says, Saubhari Muni rejects that he had bad association, regrets. Saubhari Muni regrets that he had bad association even in the deepest part of water. See, matter of association. If we are to associate with devotees, we will also become devotee. If we have bad association, we will get down into this material world. So he says, because of the bad association of the sexually engaged fish, he fell down. So what was his consciousness? I should get liberated. I should meditate very nicely. And for that, this material land is not good. Let me go into the water and do. But what happened? Any association, if bad, can distract at any time, at any place, and with anybody. So choosing association is very important. It says, a secluded place is not a secure unless there is good association. Like Prabhupada disciple was there, he came to Vrindavan, and then Prabhupada was telling about the Haridas Thakur pastime. And Prabhupada told that Haridas Thakur used to chant for 22 hours, doing only chanting. So one devotee got inspired and he told Prabhupada, I will also go and chant. Prabhupada said, you cannot do. No, Prabhupada, I will chant. So still Prabhupada said, no, you cannot do. So again he insists, Prabhupada, please, I will do that kind of chant. So Prabhupada unwillingly accepted, and that devotee, he did chanting for 2-3 days, 4 days, and after that what happened? He said, it is not possible for me. He went back to his country. So today we have not come up to the level of having a secluded environment and good association together. That is the reason we have to always be with the devotees. More we are with the devotees, our qualities will enhance. More our quality enhances, more will become serious and sincere to progress in our spiritual journey. So here he says there are two categories of living entities as said by Prabhupada in the purport. One is the Vishnu Tattva and second is the Jiva Tattva. Vishnu Tattvas are the expansions of Lord Vishnu like Narayana, Vamana, Varaha, etc. And Jiva Tattva, they are like Brahma, Shiva, and even the living entities, all the demigods and living entities, they come under Jiva Tattva. Now, what are the categories of Vishnu Tattva? Or characteristics of Vishnu Tattva? They are unlimited. They are the bestower of liberation. Any of the Vishnu Tattva we worship, they will bestow liberation. But what about worshipping the Jiva Tattva? They cannot bestow liberation. They can give you all material benefit. Somebody who is worshipping demigods, they will get all the material benefits. But somebody who is worshipping the Supreme Lord, he will get liberation. So, the Jiva Tattvas, they are all servants of the Lord. Like we know that hierarchy Prabhupada tells, the president and the chief minister, prime minister, chief minister and the ministers, there is a hierarchy. In the same way, there is a hierarchy, that is Supreme Lord and the demigods. All the demigods, they are servant of the Lord and they have limited power. And to give the benefit to their worshippers, those who are worshipping the demigods, for giving the benefit also comes from the Supreme Lord. They don't have their own power. So, this is the difference between Jiva Tattva and Vishnu Tattva, which Prabhupada nicely describes in this particular purport. Then, here he says, Mumukshava Ghora Rupan Hitva Bhuta Patin Atha Narayana Kala Shanta Bhajanti Hi Anusuya Vaha. So, Bhutapatin means the demigods. We know there are different categories of people who are worshipping. Like Bhagavad Gita says, worshipping the demigods, worshipping the Pitras, worshipping the Bhutas, etc. etc. Now, those who worship them, what happens to their destination? Krishna says, whomever you are worshipping, you will go there. So somebody who is worshipping demigod, where he will go? He will go to the demigod planet. Which is the demigod planet? Which is the demigod? Ganesh planet. Which is Ganesha's planet? What about Lord Shiva? Kailash. What about Durga Devi? So all the demigods planet is this material universe only. They are not out of this material universe. But worshippers of Krishna, they can go out of this material universe. So anybody worshipping demigods, generally people worship demigods for what purpose? What are the reasons? Wealth, then money, wealth is said, money, then position, name, fame, etc. These are the things people generally worship. Like yesterday, day before yesterday, we went for one session. I was asking them, why do you worship God? So they were telling for peace. Then one genuine person told for money, for health. So these are actually the reason. And then I asked them, when you go to temple, what do you ask to the Lord? Do you go with the list or you go with the heart? So everybody very genuinely told we go with the list. So this is what the requirement of people is. They'll go and ask for their material benefits. So material benefits, when they get, it is temporary. They'll get the solution. कोई भी अगर demigods को worship करता है, solution is there. They'll get the सुकृति, आशीर्वाद मिलेगा. लेकिन वो आशीर्वाद कैसा है? It is temporary. And with the temporary आशीर्वाद, they cannot go to, they cannot get out of this material world. Maximum where they can go? Maximum. They'll go to Swargaloka. Above that, they can, if a lot of punya karma is there, they can go to Brahmaloka. Otherwise, they cannot go anywhere. They'll keep on rotating. So, what is the benefit even going to Swargaloka?
व्याधि नहीं आएगा.
Only thing is your Janmam, Mrityu, Jara and Vyadhi will be reduced to very small time. You will have lot of enjoyment, very very long life. But when the punya karmas get exhausted, you come back to this material earth only. So, if one wants liberation, worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very very important. But for devotees, Prabhupada says very nicely in the one purport. It says, liberation from material bondage is therefore a byproduct of devotional service. Somebody who is performing devotional service, what he will automatically get? Liberation. Attainment of spiritual knowledge is not sufficient to ensure liberation. So, just by attaining knowledge, spiritual knowledge will get liberation? Prabhupada says no. Such knowledge must be overcoated with devotional service. Spiritual knowledge मिल गया, liberation मिल जाएगा? नहीं. What is important? Parallelly, devotional service. Bhakti is important. The liberation is made possible. Even the recreationary work of the fruity worker can lead one to liberation when it is overcoated with devotional service. So somebody who is performing even a material task but is also doing devotional service is eligible for liberation. Karma overcoated with devotional service is called karma yoga. Similarly, empirical knowledge overcoated with devotional service is called jnana yoga, but pure bhakti yoga is independent of such karma and jnana because it alone cannot only endow one with liberation from conditional life but also award the transcendental loving service to the Lord. So when somebody performs devotional service, what he is getting? Love of God. And that is important. Without love of God, nobody can attain liberation. That is very, very important thing to note, that devotional service, development of pure devotional service and development of love of God. These are the different stages one has to go through. Today we all are doing our chanting every day. How is our chanting? Yes, our chanting is having so many offenses, aparadhas, knowingly, unknowingly, so many aparadhas we are doing. How will the aparadh go away? How will our offenses go away? By being conscious of not committing offense. Because today we are in a situation we know what is offense and what is not offense. Yes? Now when we are doing some activity and we see it is an offense and still we do, how we will progress? So everybody has to become more conscious. That's what Pandit Prabhu says now. Whenever we chant, we should be conscious of our activities. Chant with devotion, with love. So many knowing offense we are committing actually. Unknown to chalo theek hai. But more of the time we commit known offense. And these known offense are stopping our spiritual growth, spiritual progress. So we have to become conscious that at least knowing known offense we don't commit. Unknown ठीक है माफ किया जाएगा, but भगवान known offense को कैसे माफ करेंगे? So consciously when we focus, consciously when we perform our duty, like for example worshipping the deities, so important. Prabhupada said in our temples they are vigraha. If you don't worship them, they will become galgraha. Galgraha means statue. So they are not statue. And when we worship the Lord, when we decorate the Lord, when we offer the nice foodstuffs to the Lord, for us they will become lively. They are lively, but for us they will become lively because we have the love for the Lord. We are conscious about the activities to be performed for the Lord. So these simple learnings which we every day gain through books, through different devotees, when we hear the lectures, online lectures, when we get the information, we should start implementing some of the things in our life every day. It is said that every day there is learning. There is no day which will go for you where you will not learn. But if that learning is just for namesake, then it will not remain in our consciousness. So we have to उसको उतारना है, अपने चित्तम में उतारना है. Yes, this is what the important thing Prabhupada is telling. and sometimes we may not digest some of the things. Refer to Prabhupada books. Correct, na? Sometimes Prabhupada, so anybody said something, we are not agreeing with the person. Refer to Prabhupada books. Prabhupada has given us everything. Everything is given by Prabhupada. So here Prabhupada says, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur herein gives a very good example. When one is very eager, more and more money, he is not satisfied even when he is a millionaire or multi-millionaire. Yes or no? Today we see that list come na, richest person of the country. So we have today Ambani is there who has 28 lakh crore worth. Then we have Adani who is 19 crores. We have Mittals who are 9 crores. Will they stop there? Always competition. Who has to achieve? I want to be number one. So there is constant competition. So Prabhupada says, when one is very eager, more and more money, he is not satisfied, even he is a millionaire or multi-millionaire. But wants of even more and more money by any means. But he wants more and more money by any means. The same mentality is present in devotees. What is that mentality? The devotee is never satisfied thinking, this is the limit of my devotional service. We will never be exhausted. Oh, I have reached the devotional service, I am doing everything nicely. No, the limit of my devotional service I have not reached. The more he engages in the service of the Lord, the more service he wants to give. More we engage, more we want to give service. If we don't engage, why we will desire to give service to the Lord? This is the position of devotee. Exactly as a mercantile man, even though complete in wealth, tries to earn more and more. This mentality of getting more and more engaged in devotional service puts one to the most exalted position. And the most exalted people are, devotees are the gopis. Best example. What is the desire of gopis? I want to serve Krishna more. And there is competition among the gopis. Lalita Sakhi, Vishaka Sakhi, Chandravali Sakhi, the different Sakhis, they have competition. That I want to serve more, I want to serve more. Every devotee is making that competition. Whereas on the karma platform, the mercantile man who wants more and more money becomes increasingly bound and entangled, and the devotee becomes increasingly liberated. So it's just a matter of how we use our consciousness for getting more engaged in devotional service for the Lord. Like when we study also, what is our desire? To get more and more marks. Now devotee student, what he will think? I should gain more marks definitely and utilize my intelligence for service of Krishna. So whenever we dovetail our energies more and more for service of Krishna, we get more and more benefited. We get liberated. Liberation is not required because for devotees, liberation is already there because you are a devotee. So that is the reason the devotees, they don't fall into the trap of worshipping the supreme demigods, because worshipping the demigods, there will be bondage. Worshipping the Supreme Lord, there will be liberation, and be conscious of our activities, we will be safe in the hands of Krishna. So further Prabhupada says, devotional service means to apply one's energy in the service of Krishna. This is devotional service. That is the instruction of the Bhagavad Gita. We cannot understand about Krishna with our limited potency and senses. But if we engage ourselves in the service of the Lord, He will reveal Himself to the faithful servitor. Has Krishna revealed to us today? No. We are not that faithful, sir. We are doing some of the things faithfully, but we have to become more serious and sincere so that Krishna reveals himself to us. And then when we preach, that will have different impact altogether. So Prabhupada says, the more we learn about Krishna from the authoritative sources, the more we can be attached in Krishna consciousness. So devotional service means to apply one's energy in the service of Lord. So this is very, very important, and this is the essence of this entire shloka which Prabhupada has described today in the Bhagavad. So we'll stop here. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Prabhu, I had one question.
Yes.
So, when we say that Vishnu Tattva has some percentage of Krishna's quality and Shiva Tattva has some percentage like 60% or some, or
64, 78, Vishnu Tattvas will have
and
78%.
55 Brahma, Lord Brahma.
Yeah.
So, because of that differentiating between Vishnu Tattva, now some other Sampradayas, Vaishnava generally accuse us. You are differentiating between Vishnu and Krishna, and you are differentiating between Rama and Krishna. What kind of philosophy you are having? They sometimes accuse like, and we use that analogy, that Krishna at home is Krishna, and when he is on office, he is Vishnu. So why this differentiating of qualities and all that?
So first thing is Rama, Narasimha, Vamana, Vishnu, Krishna. Actually, everybody is not much difference. Everybody is same in the terms of quality. Now we understand from Bhagavatam that different, even Vishnu Tattvas have different planets. Why the Vishnu Tattvas appear? They appear for some purpose. Like in this purport also, Prabhupada was telling about Narasimha Deva. That Narasimha Deva has appeared for what purpose? To help his devotee Prahlad. Now what was happening? Hiranyakashipu was giving a problem to his devotee. For that purpose, Lord came. Now Vishnu Tattvas will appear for a purpose and they'll go back. Like we don't see Narasimha Deva appearing like a small child and then going, or Vamana for that matter. And we also don't see much detailed pastimes about Lord Rama also to some extent. But there is a very, very detailed details about Lord Krishna's pastime. What is the purpose? The purpose is the Shastras want people to get attracted towards the Supreme Personality of God. This is the purpose. Not differentiating between the demigods and the Supreme Lord. Yes, that is always there. Leave the spiritual thing. Material thing you see. In a big company, there are different hierarchies. There are CEO, there are managers, there are team leaders, there are employees. Can we equate all of these? They are required in the company. And what is the purpose? The purpose is to manage different departments. In the same way, Krishna has created these different demigods to manage the entire material world. And when management is there, management means there will be different hierarchies. In management, you don't find only single hierarchy. Everybody, all our employees are managers. Have you seen any company like that? Correct? There should be one person who will guide the other persons. And after some time, what happens? The things goes on. The parampara goes on. So the purpose of the demigods is to give temporal benefits. That is a purpose defined by the Lord. It is not that we are creating. Like you said, somebody will say, so we are not defining anything. हमने कोई discrimination नहीं दिया कि ये विष्णु है, ये तो जो है वो हम present कर रहे हैं. Now in that presentation, people will have these questions. So this has to be answered in this way that because of the hierarchy in different organizations, there is a hierarchy in the Lord's organization also. And in Lord's organization, who is the CEO? Boss? That is Krishna. Who are the immediate boss to them? All demigods. See the position. Demigod's position is not ordinary. Like when we say Lord Shiva is Mahadev, Devo ke Dev Mahadev. What is the meaning? He is the chief of all the demigods. But first of all, Vaishnavas. This is how is an ordinary person. No, we know all the demigods' position and we are presenting that demigod position as it is. But why are we not worshipping? We are not worshipping because our Acharya has told us what to do, what not to do. So we are in an organization of a spiritual organization. What is the organization teaching us? We are presenting and we are following also. We are not presenting anything away from the scriptures. We are presenting everything which is there in the scripture. And scriptures will present us as it is. Especially the bona fide scriptures. And it is said that this Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada has included the details about Supreme Lord from different other scriptures also. So in one sense, all the Vedas, if you say, these are Vedas for us, Puranas for us, Shastras for us. All the Shastras are included in Prabhupada books. So nothing, we have to go away from Prabhupada books to read. Everything Prabhupada जो भी present करना है, उन्होंने अपनी book में दे दिया. Prabhupada what he says, I have given you everything, you should read and utilize to the best of your capacity. Like many times, Madhu Pandit Prabhu used to give example. Whenever they used to do, they want to do some activity, and a thought comes, somewhere or other they get the quote of Prabhupada. What Prabhupada has told. Oh, Prabhupada has told about the feeding program. Very nice, we are doing that. Prabhupada has told about constructing big temples. We are doing that. So, bona fide representative of a bona fide Acharya will always follow the bona fide scripture written by the bona fide Guru, so that there is no problem or there is no differentiation of opinion which is presented in the scripture and the one which we are presenting. So demigod worship is it's not wrong, but devotees of Krishna don't worship the demigods because their purpose is different. Here it says their purpose is to get liberated. Now, should I think many times a question may come after hearing the scriptures that Prabhu, that devotee has told, one Acharya has told that let all the people get liberated, I can take all their sins. Vasudeva Datta. So what Vasudeva Datta says, I will remain here. Oh Lord Chaitanya, you will please liberate everybody. What is the meaning of that? You will take away their sinful activities. Let them follow you. Let them get liberated and go to your abode. Now everybody can desire to be here in material world. No. At least we should not desire. Oh, let me become pure. Let me serve the Lord being here only. We are not in that state at the present moment. To come to that state, it will take a lot of time for us. It will take a lot of seriousness, sincerity of the purpose. The purpose is definitely everybody's goal is to go back to Godhead. If I am not wrong, anybody has another goal? So we all have the one goal, going back to Godhead. To achieve that goal, all this background is required. Preparation is required. So that is the thing. That demigods worship can be done by people who want to do, but Krishna worshippers, they will worship the Supreme Lord with knowledge, with the devotion, with the respect, and they will continue their journey. Hope that answers.
Yes.
Any other question? So we'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki